stuff, and he has 2 girls with him, you know, and I'm all drunk. I'm like an idiot, you know, with my friends playing pool. So he goes, I'm next, you know, so he puts his, like, fucking 4 quarters down. Yeah. And so then he goes, here, let's play. So the guy, he has his own stick, you know.
Oh, boy, you're in for trouble.
Yeah. So we're playing, and he's missing by only like a millimeter every time, you know. But I win, I beat him handily, but like he's the worst hustler ever, right? So we play for $1. So then he goes, now we're playing. He goes, now we're playing for $100. Like it goes up to 100 from 1, and I just beat him every fucking. So I go, no, I'm not. What? I go, I'm not playing.
I'm taking my $4 and going
drunk, you know. I go, I'm ahead $1. I was kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
I go, I'm ahead $1, you know. I'm not playing you anymore. Ah! And so the guy goes, oh, he's all mad. So then another guy played, and then stupidly I gave my friend advice. And then the big giant guy hit me with the cue across my head.
What?
And I looked up, and the cue stick was right in my head, and he goes, I break people's bones for a living, motherfucker.
What? Oh, whoa, you're kidding me.
Yeah, that was
He sounds like Football Williams, that guy.
I was like that.
Oh. But Norm,
So that was my story about my pool hustling days.
You should keep that one to yourself, the pool hustling story. But Norm, shouldn't tell that on radio. Yeah. But Norm, I don't understand something. You go to these underground clubs and you play these cards, and it's a lot of money. You're talking about a couple of grand, right? You're talking about maybe
I lost
20,
a couple of grand.
You're talking 20.
Got 160 million. You're talking about, it's like when Johnny Carson tried to be like, what's a loaf of bread cost nowadays? Is this crazy?
No, I'm saying I got news for you.
It's like $2 grand. It's like $2 grand.
I wouldn't gamble $100.
Yeah, but he's not a gambler. I've seen Howard get mad over $10.
I don't like to gamble. I find it insulting. That, in other words, I find making money, you know, is a very, especially where I grew up, is a very hard thing for a lot of people, and it's a tough thing. And to just piss it away in a gambling situation.
My old man felt the same way.
Offends me. And
my father would think that, too.
Right. But you play for big bucks, right? I mean, 20, 30 grand a clip, right?
I tried my best.
Well, you don't remember what happened with this place. When we were there all night.
Yeah, tell the truth.
And we were there. I don't know what Norm played that night. He was playing all night. I lost $2,000 myself, you know.
Right.
But so we came here, and Norm accidentally said the name of the place.
Oh, fuck.
Do you remember that, Norm?
Yes, because the guy did not care for that.
A guy called up and said, yeah, listen, Norm, like later in the afternoon, he said, listen, we appreciate you coming here, but we don't have a fucking publicity department.
We're not looking for customers.
They're not looking for that.
Can I say the name of the place? It's not there
Mayfair.
anymore.
No, don't say
It's not there anymore.
The Mayfair. It's not there anymore.
Closed.
No, it's a famous place now. The Mayfair.
Yeah. Well,
But Norm, I think Howard's right in the sense that guy Koppelman who wrote Rounders, he's a good guy. I know him too.
Yeah.
He likes you.
No, he
and
was there
sort
all
of
the
hung
time.
around.
Yeah, he played at where.
Well, why couldn't it be his own story if he was there?
I might be involved. I knew a guy that was in the movie, Joey Bagels.
yeah, what I hear is that it was based on you. Legitimately,
he would watch Norm while he played.
So, are you going to Vegas with Artie and going to be on Sam Simon's TV show with his gambling?
Oh, you're doing that, right?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Are you doing it?
Yeah.
He told me. Yeah, me and him together are going to play poker on television.
Now, how is that going to work for Artie? You know he's going to get into trouble in Vegas. I thought you were interested.
All I know is like Sam's been to this Playboy. It's Playboy's Sam Simon's poker show or whatever it's called.
Right.
But
is it on real TV?
Well, I don't know. He's been there more often than you'd be for Grey's Anatomy or something. You know? It's like that kind of a production.
So Sam Simon, the guy who created The Simpsons, has a gambling show.
Yes, a poker show where he's the host.
And where does it air? Do you know?
Me and Artie are the guests.
So Sam's not gambling.
It's the Playboy channel, Howard.
It's the Playboy channel.
Yeah, that's what Sam told me.
So it'll be you and Artie and Sam.
It follows Hef's place.
I see. So it'll be you, Artie, and Sam up against each other in a battle of poker wits.
But hey, you know, don't expect, don't be surprised if there's a streaker. It's on the Playboy channel.
Right.
Sam is the host, but he's gambling as well.
Oh,
no, Sam's playing.
Okay.
And early on Hef show before,
it gets more and more interesting. Sam's playing poker as well with us.
Oh, wow. And,
what a bitch.
And who are the other people that will be playing with you?
Dick Gregory and Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
No, really, who will be the other people playing at the table?
I don't know.
Jennifer Tilly.
Of course.
Is that true? His ex-wife.
His ex-wife.
Right. And maybe some other folks.
And Phil Locke, as Jennifer Tilly's present
Boyfriend?
Is that the Unabomber guy?
Yeah, the professional.
You know, the professional poker player they call the Unabomber because
with
he
the
wears a
hood.
hood.
Oh, he's a professional poker player?
It's great. Yeah,
Against a professional.
We're going to go up against a professional poker player.
And what do? They give you a certain amount of chips. Everyone gets the same amount, and then you have one big winner at the end.
Yes.
Is that correct?
What's the prize?
It's charity.
The prize is it all goes to you know, good cause.
Oh.
But do you gamble the same way when you're gambling for a good cause as when you're gambling for yourself? Shouldn't the prize be really money for you? That's a whole different thing.
Norm does. Norm's competitive, man.
Right.
No, but Norm, he does.
Are you going to take it? Do you want to win? Do you want to beat Sam, Simon, and Artie at the poker table for charity? Are you going to be motivated to win this
Yeah,
thing?
well, you want to win for charity because, you know, it's good stuff for the world and stuff like that.
Right.
But you know what I don't like? When I come and my charity is not as good as the other people's charities.
Right.
And then I go, oh, maybe they should win because there's like AIDS in Africa and stuff.
All right.
And mine's the, like some improvements at the Bel Air Country Club.
What is your charity, anyway?
That's it. It's the Bel Air
Country Club.
Yeah,
charity?
their tennis club.
Wow.
Needs a net.
It needs a net.
And you'll get preferential treatment if
you want to
go
talk
there.
about competitive shit. Me and Norm used to play tennis.
Tennis, Jesus.
Me and Norm played tennis at the
Can imagine.
at the Burbank Country Club because we shot our show on the Warner Brothers lot.
Right.
And we got thrown out of the place because we really got mad at each other for winning and losing. And
you take it serious.
Because we yell and stuff and dive for the balls, and people would be like in white stuff.
David,
I think we should have been wearing white stuff. In all fairness,
you do a lot of work for charity like this. You like to participate.
not sweatpants.
You do a lot of work for charity, Norman, in the sense that you'll go on TV shows for charity. You did, didn't you do a Celebrity Millionaire or something like that? Yeah. And how did you do on that? Did you win money?
Yeah.
You did.
I did. The celebrity, the charities did.
You're not the celebrity?
The charities did.
But you were the celebrity on Millionaire.
Yeah. Do you remember leukemia?
Yeah.
My money that pushed it over doesn't exist anymore.
You got rid of it.
I got rid of it.
No, you went on Millionaire with Regis, right?
Yeah.
And Regis asked you questions.
Yeah.
And then you answered up to, do I have this right? $500,000 worth of questions. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he won $500,000.
Brainiac.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty smart. 500,000 to get up to. That's pretty good.
Norm's a smart motherfucker.
But I'm not anywhere close to Brainiac.
Well, Brainiac, of course, was invented on Krypton. He's a supercomputer. But
yeah.
I don't say literally.
Oh, I was saying, you're comparing me. That's high praise. Because Brainiac, you could tell even from his head how smart he was.
And he had tubes coming out of his head.
I know, man.
Norm picked Paul Newman's charity because Norm wanted to meet Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So you gave to his salad dressing empire kind
and
of
also, it is a great
The hole
cause.
in the wall.
The hole in the wall game.
How long ago was this? A couple of years ago?
Yeah.
So Paul Newman
26 years ago.
So did Paul Newman call you personally and say to you, hey?
No, he wrote a letter.
Did he?
Yeah.
Look at you. $500,000 contribution.
Yeah. And I could have gone to meet him, but then I was too afraid.
What do you mean you were afraid?
Well, you know, and like it seems like a good idea, but then when it comes down to it, it's just you and Paul Newman.
Yeah, you know what
in
to
a
say.
room. Yeah, and then you got no stories. Like, what am I going to say? Hey, man, one time Will Ferrell was.
Rob Schneider and Paul Williams. I'm sure you'd love
Schneider. Do you know him at all? Do you know anyone that I'm talking about? Do you know any entertainers I know?
That was a great story about you and Redford.
Yeah.
Listen, me and Artie Lang.
In other words.
So that was Robert Shaw, huh? Hey, fucking Bud Friedman's backstage with me. This guy's a character.
What you're saying is Paul Newman wrote you a letter and said, why don't you come out to my Paul Newman ranch and hang out with me? Yeah. So
but plus, I kind of got the assumption that it would not be just me and Paul Newman. I suddenly had a fucking vision that it might be me, Paul Newman, and very sick children.
Oh, God.
So then it didn't become as appealing.
Well, you know what? Gary actually went to Paul Newman's house. Papa Booey went to Paul
Newman's.
He did? Yes. He was there for some charity event.
Oh, not to harass him.
It was a political thing.
A political thing.
Connecticut.
And Gary was in the barn. Paul Newman has a barn on his property.
Yeah.
And if he wants to meet with you, he meets with you in the barn where he has all his memorabilia from his. Well, now he's dead, but he had all his memorabilia in the barn.
Gary, go to the barn.
You walk around and it's almost like a Paul Newman museum. You see pictures, you see trophies, you see Academy Award, whatever, and then Paul Newman appears at the barn, and he speaks with you, and then he leaves. And that would have been it. I'm sure he would not.
Oh, that would have been it.